Welcome to a brand new episode of Fake News Show. You know how we do it. This is the show that talks about all you need to know now on fake news, or let's say misinformation and disinformation. All now join at the same thing. What is fake news? Where does it come from? How does it affect me? Affect you? How do you identify it, avoid it, or report it? And whole lots more. On this particular episode of Fake News Show, we're going to be looking at social media, intercepting social media fake news. Because see, roughly 29.3 million social media users in Nigeria. They hope say that number will surpass in the next couple of years. And we have roughly between 90 to 100 and something million people on the internet in Nigeria. How do we tackle this misinformation on social media? See, not only social media, and they cause misinformation. That's what we're going to be looking at on this episode of Fake News Show. After this break, we'll be right back. Check out these messages first. Are they come? Fake news. Welcome back. A lot of people have blamed social media for the advent of fake news, or maybe the popularization or the proliferation. Now the grammar be that too. You know it's you. While I day, yeah, I don't crack grammar. Now, before social media come, people know they carry gist and rumor. Anyway, as social media they grow, technology of social media they grow. People they talk say fake news, misinformation, disinformation. Because now everybody now newspaper, everybody now television station. You feed your phone, record video, send them out, millions of people go catch them. You feed your house now, type something, post them, millions of people go see them. In fact, during the 2016 US presidential election, some countries were accused of using social media to dabble in the electoral process of America. In Africa, we've seen things happen from Uganda to Cameroon to Nigeria, where social media has been very actively used during presidential elections or gubernatorial elections. Facebook users, WhatsApp messages fly left, right, and center. Twitter, everybody is doing savage on Twitter. Information is being released. How do we intercept misinformation on social media? That is what we're going to talk about on this episode of Fake News Show. And we're not going to do it alone. We have somebody from Center for Democracy and Development, West Africa. That is Aliyu Dairu Aliyu. He is one of the active people working on social media disinformation, misinformation, interception. He's going to be joining us very soon. But before then, we guys go on the street, know what people they talk on top of this matter we read. So when we come back, we'll go yan. But let's go on the street first of all. Go see here what people they talk.
Comes as a kind of a lie against a personality. So it may destroy a personality if it's being carried out in that kind of manner. You know, when you just bring out information for the purpose of destroying the personality, it has a personality effect on the character and content of an individual.
You verify information before you act on it. Not jumping on anything you see on the social media. Any information you get, you have to verify it. We have various means of verifying information before you act on it.
Every person is a fundamental human right for you to air your views. But while you are airing your views, do not encroach on the rights of other people. Don't say something about them that is not true.
It's Fake News Show. If you are just joining us, we are looking at intercepting misinformation and disinformation on social media on this episode of Fake News Show. You don't go streets, we don't hear what people talk. Waiting be your own opinion. Waiting you reason. If I ask you now, waiting you go tell me on top of that topic. If you want to bear your opinion, if you send us message, you are CDD West Africa on Twitter and Instagram. Or if you use the hashtag where your screen, so Stop Fake News and Fake News Show. More will hear what you want to talk now. On this matter of intercepting disinformation and misinformation on social media, we have talked about a lot of things. Experts have told us how to identify news or authentic information on social media. They've talked about Google's reverse image search. They've talked about fact checking. We've talked about metadata on pictures to know if it is photoshopped or not. In fact, we've even had experts tell us how to identify Photoshop or manipulated images or videos. But now, we're going to be talking with a CDD West Africa officer, Aliyu Dahiru Aliyu, who's going to be talking to us about interception of social media and disinformation. We're going to zero in a little bit on the social media bill. We can't talk about this matter without talking about social media bill. And that same social media bill. Thank God, say things don't declare now, but we still go to touch on one or two issues about that social media bill. We should not talk. Let's talk. We have to talk. We must talk. We will talk. We are going to talk. After that, we will still talk. We are coming. Don't go anywhere. All right, if you're just joining us, this is Fake News Show, and it's time for Let's Talk. You know, on this show, we always bring fantastic people to talk to us about important issues. Right here on this show. We have come again, in this segment of Let's Talk. We have a special guest who is going to talk to us in the presence of Mr. Aliyu Dahiru Aliyu, right? Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah. Actually, it's Dahiru Aliyu, but I know Dahiru it's very Aliyu. Hard. Yeah, it's very hard for non-Hausa speakers to say Dahiru. That's why you call Dahiru.
You'll come out my show too. All right, Mr. Aliyu. Let me ask you, what is fake news?
Yeah, actually, when we talk about fake news, which is synonymous to the disinformation or is subcategory of disinformation, is any news that is deliberately created to maybe seek attention and to influence certain people or to manipulate them in certain way. But it looks just like a real news or genuine news, but it's actually a lie created to manipulate some kind of people or to influence them into doing certain actions.
Is there any strong relationship between fake news or misinformation and social media?
Yes, of course, because now many people are on social media and that is the center or that is the place where fake news are spread. Because before, fake news used to be spread on conventional media, but now everyone has social media,
so
has access to social media.
Spread fake news before now?
Yes, of course, but maybe at minimum level when you compare it to the level of which fake news are spread on social media today. Because of what is called citizens journalism, everyone now is a journalist and everyone likes to take a picture and upload on social media and everyone wants to break the news. So that is why fake news infiltrate in social media more. And it's reached many people on social media more than any other means of.
I know you work with the CDD West Africa, and probably in the process of doing some research and investigation, have you been able to find why it is that way on Twitter? Is there a tendency to spread a certain kind of fake news more than the other one?
On social media, there is this what's called an echo chamber. In echo chamber, people cage themselves at one place, and then when they see this kind of news trending, they're told that everywhere, it's like everywhere is trending. It's trending everywhere. So that is echo chamber. So when your friends are religious by God, therefore the tendency of you spreading religiously motivated fake news because of the echo chamber is higher, of course, in that place. And when you are associating with political figures, for example, or when you are following some kind of political party, then the tendency of you spreading fake news related to politics is higher there. It depends on the category.
What's the motive of these people or systems that spread this fake news on social media?
There is, religious motivation. For example, in Nigeria, we are divided along ethnics and religious divisions. So one religion wants to be against the other, or one religion wants to be like ahead of the other. Therefore, he likes to create some kind of lies and attribute it to other religion. So that is another one of the motivation, because some people may think that they are doing a good kind of, you understand? Yeah, he is doing something that God will reward him in the hereafter by maybe downgrading the other religion. The other religion you now categorize as evil. You are doing the God work of God.
So, is there anything that can be done how do you like you said, you watch the handles where these things are coming from. Is there any particular thing that can be done to identify or make sure that this news that is trending is not real?
Now, first of all, we have to realize there are bots. You know, there are bots on social media. These are automated social media accounts created. Yes, automated. Yes, they are created. They work. They were programmed to tweet and reply to tweet or to retweet. Even on Facebook, there are bots. Even everywhere, on all social media platforms, you know, there are bots. Those ones, sometimes you find them spreading fake news.
How do you identify the bots?
Yes. So on Twitter, for example, how you can identify the bot is to look at the followers of the bot. Bots actually follow it. You have to identify bot first. You may realize there are bots to retweet bots. And then you will see that sometimes while everyone is sleeping at that time, like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or a.m. in the night, and you'll see bot is still retweeting, tweeting, or something like that. And whatever time you mention a bot, it will come and reply. Yes, it will come and reply. Or when you mention the name of the bot, or when you mention the account, it will react.
You said look at the followers. You will find a bot following another bot.
Yes.
And that's very complicated because if you don't know one bot, you can't find the other bot.
The first thing is to realize that a bot, how the bot tweets.
So this bot,
A human being cannot tweet 24/7.
No, you can't.
He can't. So bots do that. Like you see, there is that quoted reply. You know that about that.
Yes.
There is that download this video. You know that every time you mention that one, it will come. So bots act like that.
Instantly, Abby.
Instantly, whenever, in the night, in the morning, in the evening, every time. But I know you have a handle on Twitter, and you cannot be like every time, unless if you have other social media managers that are maybe working in the night and in the morning, they don't sleep all night. Yes, like they work 24/7. So that one, you have to realize that. Then once you suspect a handle as a bot, then look at the followers. Is he even following some other accounts? Sometimes you will see one account is not following any account. Actually, it's not realistic, that one. You will find at least an account following another account.
It's Fake News Show. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Not go anywhere.
1, 2, 3. Now I can send these stories to my brother. He must share it with my mother.
What are you sending to your aged mother?
Come and read. I found these stories on the internet.
Wait, did you verify these stories to be sure they are facts?
Verify? Why?
Have you not heard that it is important for you to always verify stories by doing these 5 before sharing them?
5 things? That's too much for just one story.
First, check the headline if it's sensational. Check the news sites that published it to ensure it's credible. You double check to make sure the same piece has been published by other credible media organizations.
Oh, really?
Yes, check the dates the story was published, and finally, seek experts' opinion and possibly advice on the report.
Wow. I'll quickly verify these by checking the headline, date, source, and seek experts' opinion before I forward them to my brother and mother.
This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD. You should only share information from credible sources.
Welcome back, guys. It's Fake News Show, and on this segment of Let's Talk, I have a very special gentleman from CDD West Africa. The other person is Mr. Dahiru Aliyu, right? I know I don't call that name like that, but the practitioner. We've been talking about social media and fake news, and before the break, you were telling us about how we can identify fake news from bots. So now, talking about social media influencing and spreading information, and I know there's a good part to it. It's for branding, advertising. Let's talk a bit more about this.
In the course of our research in the Disinformation and Misinformation Project, we found out that there are influencers on social media that are paid to spread fake news.
Wait, influencers on social media that are paid to
Yes.
spread fake news?
Yes. some politicians will give them some amount of money, and they will give them. They are actually called in one state. They are called data boys in Kogi State. And then there are on social media. This is on social media. And then there are like younger boys. They are called shepe boys.
Wait, did you say data boys and shepherd boys?
Yes. So these data boys, they are given some amount of money to buy data bundle. Yes, like 10,000. When you buy a data of 10,000, you know, you can buy the data of like 5,000, then you can go with the 5,000. So they give them such kind of amount of money because this is a work they want them to be doing, like to manipulate people and to influence their decision when it's come to political decisions. So this is actually distorting democracy because they are not given a true picture of what the politics is really about. They are giving them a wrong picture of what is it. Like, for example, you can say that this politician is about to sell Nigeria, for example. When you win the election, you will sell Nigeria. Or this politician is sponsored by this country because the country want to, you know, change the narratives, or they want to change the direction of the country. So this some of the fake news that influencers are spreading.
Maybe that's the reason why.
And this is, I'm sorry to cut you. This is what happened to, you know, Cambridge Analytica. Okay. Cambridge Analytica and how it did its job in Nigeria. Yeah, because the data of all the users of social media users, with Facebook, for example, other social media companies, not Facebook alone. Yeah. And this example, I'm bringing Facebook. So this, there are these data brokers, like Cambridge Analytica. There are a lot of data brokers. And since in Nigeria we don't have social media or digital rights in Nigeria, so expect a lot of them to be coming. Yes.
To exploit?
Yeah, to exploit the data of the people on social media, because the law of the country does not protect the privacy or the data of the citizens. So this company, they may come to Nigeria because they came to Nigeria. Cambridge Analytica came to Nigeria and they collected the data of the Nigerian social media users and then come up with a kind of a message, especially in the southern part of Nigeria, where they want to brand a certain politician to look like the person they actually fear, because they have the image of, if this person become and implement this kind of policy, it will be disaster to us. So this Cambridge Analytica came to Nigeria and then created a very short video, and that video was spread. And you know, in the north, the video didn't sell, because in the north people will know this one is a lie because they know. But in the south itself, because many people now, hey, they look at him as if, yeah, when you come into power, he's going to change this country into the worst, you know, something like that. So Cambridge Analytica did this work. So this is a big company. So social media influencers at lower level.
You have the proof for that, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of articles on newspapers written on the Cambridge Analytica and how it did its job in Nigeria, something like that.
The reason why, you know, some of our lawmakers are beginning to come up for the social media bill. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware of the social media bill, but there are a lot of problems with the social media bill. First of all, it's kind of total plagiarism, something that, you know, they told us we should stop doing when we were in university. Right. They now came into power and started implementing. Now it's like you are asking your child to stop smoking cigarette, and now you come and be smoking in front of him. That's the same thing.
You are referring to is what we heard, that it was lifted from another country.
Yeah, it's from Singapore. It's from Singapore.
What for? They just lift and
yeah, they just remove Singapore. Where Singapore is mentioned, they remove it and put Nigeria. This is kind of
like dubbing, like they just dubbed it.
Copy and paste. Wow. Something like copy and paste. So this is kind of, that's the one problem. And the second, why I say this one is a problem with that, the context, the Nigerian context is different from Singaporean context. By the way, many of the analysts are saying that Nigerian democracy is better than the Singaporean one. And then number two, the problem with the social media bill is that the people at the power, they may manipulate it. That means what they call there is this thing. When, for example, if I may be the one on power that do this thing, because the definition of what hate speech or fake news is solely in the social media bill is given to the government agency to do that. It's the one to decide what fake news is, what is not fake news. So, due to the bias of the government, for example, or the law implementing agencies, they may look at something that the Ogas don't like, and now they will call it a fake news or hate speech.
You know how we do it on Fake News Show? We bring you the gist, the core news, we debunk all this fake news, and with experts on our side, hopefully we get there. All right, you're still watching Fake News Show. Don't go anywhere. We have lots more for you after this. More fake news to bust. Don't go anywhere.
You see, much people out there, the problem with you now, any small information that you got, you want to go around and spread it. You didn't even bother to confirm the ferocity and capacity of that statement. You just believe that, okay, sweet gist, let me go ahead and spread it. Meanwhile, you are spreading rumor, you are spreading a false information. Oh my God, you are the problem of everybody in this world. And peradventure, you yourself, you are in a position of high standing. Understand, you are a person of high casual in society. You still go ahead and give your citizen misinformation. It's not good. Don't spread the fake news. Stop it.
Welcome back. That was our little talk with CDD West Africa representative Aliyu Dairu Aliyu, talking about intercepting fake news or misinformation and disinformation on social media. And then we take time, dodge, enter the house of the social media bill. Because this is an ongoing conversation and we have to all be responsible for the information we spread. We have to be responsible as a blogger, as a social media influencer, as a government official, as an individual, as a private citizen. That information where you climb stage, God talk, now authentic information. Wait to be your source. That blog where you want blog, so wait to be the source. Now authentic information, you correct, you don't check them from 2 or 3 places. That text message where they send you say your account, or the email where they send you say your account, you need to update the pin, make you click this link. You don't check the email in the browser. You don't check the email address or where send you the message. I mean, you just resemble the email of your bank. You just jump. Now, so scam they take start to. Misinformation and disinformation is all around us. All of us are responsible for it. We have to make sure we stop it. I heard something where I don't know where it comes from my WhatsApp group. Should I forward it without checking it first? Those are the things we're talking about. So right now we have information and news item. Will be say you think say true, but they're not too true because it has been debunked. Because lie we don't cast, you don't cast. Check out these ones now. You see them for yourself.
CDD Fact Check Report. Fake News Alert.
As the federal government of Nigeria asks Nigerians to visit the National Directorate of Employment offices for empowerment exercise, fact checker at CDD can confirm that the WhatsApp message urging applicants for the Special Works Program to go to the state NDE offices is false and should be disregarded. The application for this program are to be submitted at the local government offices of the NDE.
CDD Fact Check Report. Fake News Alert.
Welcome back. Now so you they don't debunk them. We think say not true. All the myth, all the story, all the news. You see say not true. That is why it's important to verify information before you spread it on. That's why it's important to verify all sources of news and everything they send. Not everything they send you for WhatsApp group. You say go carry. Forward to the next person. Forward this thing to 20 people so that you can make 100 billion. You carry. You don't even check them. They talk say so and so and so. Always verify your information. How do you verify information? We have that information for you. We give you information, debunking news for you. We talk to experts. We give you tips on how to identify fake news, how to, check fake news, how to source for original information. It's in your hand. It's in my hand. We are all responsible for making sure that we don't spread rumors of fake news because they are dangerous. They get potential to cause kasala. And nobody wants kasala for their head, though. Now, we will talk for this show. Join in the conversation in the campaign against the spreading of fake news. Tweet at us at CDD West Africa on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Send us a DM. Join this conversation, join this campaign against misinformation and disinformation. Use the hashtag to express your opinion. Hashtag stop fake news or hashtag fake news show. If you tag myself, I'm at your service. I go see him. All right. Thank you on behalf of the entire team. We appreciate you. This show, don't forget, is an initiative of CDD West Africa Center for Democracy and Development with the support of USAID and NDI. Thank you and see you next time.
Fake News Show is an initiative of Center for Democracy and Development with support from USAID through the National Democratic Institute.